What you focus on expands. And so if you're always focused on the negative, this not working, I don't have this going wrong, you're going to notice everything wrong going on in your life. Next thing you know, that's all you're thinking about, and the way you think will be your reality.
Dang near every day, I write out like what are like 10 things I'm grateful for, but like really just being intentional about what I'm writing out. Even just realizing how a change in gratitude or becoming grateful can automatically like help switch your mood.
It just made me realize there's a lot to be fortunate for and grateful for, and there's nothing really to complain about if you have a roof over your head, if you have food to eat, if you have a car to drive, even if the car don't got air. I remember having a BMW. It would take mad long for the heat to get hot, but the car still moves. So that's something to be grateful for. So I just realized there's nothing to complain about. Just show gratitude in those moments. All right.
What?
Yeah.
What's up?
Let's get it.
We haven't freestyled in a minute.
Where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. Nobody gonna love me quite like you can.
Are you trying to get us copyrighted?
That's why I stopped.
Exactly.
Jada did the little voice for the first time today.
She did off camera. She did a voice.
Yeah. Come on, do it again. Bro.
At first, you didn't even peep, though.
I didn't peep.
I didn't even peep until I did it.
Y'all, the voice is contagious.
Yeah. Come on. If you in the comments, send us a video and do the voice.
Where did you even get that from? We just started doing it.
Yeah, it was just one time.
I think I did it first.
You did not,
Yes,
bro.
I
That's
did.
your problem.
Bro.
You stay trying to claim something because that was me for sure.
I did it first.
Out of all things, I know for sure I did that.
Definitely did it first.
I'm not in the spirit of convincing. That's the season I'm in.
Y'all got that from No For Sure.
The voice?
No, we didn't.
Yes, y'all did.
No, we didn't. I was doing it before. ABC
I'm not gonna
Simone.
lie, she does. Man, I think it's slightly different though.
I didn't get it from there.
I didn't get it from her either. But if you did it first, then you got it from her.
What?
Exactly.
You gonna say you didn't get it from her, but if I did it first, what? Anyways, No For Sure is long gone.
Oh.
Okay, let me stop. I respect B. Simone and Megan both individually and
Shouts out to
together,
them.
but I did not get it from them.
Where did you get it from then if you started it?
The Lord led me.
Led you to No For Sure pod.
All right.
Bro, no, I didn't. Anyway, what we doing? Come on, don't be awkward.
Story.
Yeah, bruh.
Well, first of all,
Wait. Hey, y'all, I'm Jada.
What's
I'm
good?
Donnie.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go in order. No.
Right. Because
What's
Trey
good,
never
y'all?
like us saying our names.
I'm
Don't shmee.
Tre'Vion. What's good? I'm Tre'Vion. Let's get it.
What about the podcast? You want to introduce
And this is the Growing Painz Podcast, where we talk about business and the life of a young adult.
Yeah.
Period.
Let's get it.
Before we get into the episode, what's 2 things y'all are grateful for?
I am grateful for. Wait.
What's something you grateful for?
I'm trying not to think of nothing basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said wait. Because I was about to just say something.
Ooh, say one thing you're grateful for in the past, one thing you're grateful for right now, and one thing you're grateful that's for that's going to happen in the future.
It's like, say one thing you're grateful for when you were 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's how I do my gratitude. I do
Okay, one thing that I'm grateful for in the past is my growth. I used to be out of pocket. First thing that come to mind, I'm saying it off rip. What up?
Period.
So I'm grateful that I think before I say now.
Okay.
And I
That's your right
tend
now.
to, that is?
That's a past.
Oh, well, you said now.
The
I was
growth.
I thought you.
Yeah,
Well, because you
the
said
growth.
now, I thought you were
The
saying
growth,
you right
beloved.
now.
Stay,
Okay.
stay up. Anyway,
Anyways.
I'm grateful for the growth with, thinking before I speak and before I do.
Okay.
That's from the past. You go.
Oh, I thought you were going to go through all of them.
Oh.
Well, we can do the first one.
Okay.
I'll say one thing I'm thankful for in the past is overcoming depression.
Something.
Yeah.
One thing that's been on my heart the past 2 days is I'm grateful for my mom. Like,
Oh,
how she raised me, specifically.
Well, that's a current thing.
No,
In the past? Oh, the way she raised you. Okay.
Yeah. How she raised me, like, I just been thinking a lot, like, dang, she really taught me a lot in middle school about I could do whatever I want, I could be whatever I want, and I just been thinking the past few days, like, I wonder if she never taught me I could do whatever I want or be whatever I want, like, would I have like a lot more like limiting beliefs? So that's one thing
real.
I'm grateful for.
I
from
feel
the
the same way.
past.
yeah. I love my mama. P.O.P. Hold it down.
Yeah.
Let me
Shout
throw
out to Graham.
Hey,
her.
Right, we
mama.
throwing up.
P.O.P. Mama, I love you. P.O.P.
Shouts out to Grams.
Nah,
Yeah.
my mom be coming through. I like that when you're an adult, this is not everybody's circumstances, but I like the fact that now that I'm a young adult, my mom is still there to help out in
For
any
sure.
kind of way
That's
that she can.
real.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the present thing you're grateful for?
That's a lot to be grateful for, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, the season I'm in right now, I would say I'm grateful for just like what God has brought me through, because I've been able to just move with ease now.
Yeah.
That's real. I'm grateful for everything.
I know it's
Yeah,
so much
it's-
I'm
I
grateful
can't-
for right now.
And then it's like, if I say this, well, what about this other
This is
thing?
gonna be like, oh snap, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you feel me? So I'm just
Okay,
grateful for where God brought me.
because I could say everything too.
Don't
I
go
will-
down the whole list.
I will just say that I talked about this on book club. I have been praying for a while that I wanted to feel like closer to God. I wanted to have like an increase in a desire for His Word, and just feel His presence more. And that has happened over the past like week or so. And so that's something I'm really grateful, because I'm like, dang, I really feel God with me now.
That's real. I'm
So-
grateful for that too.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for everything.
Yeah. Real quick. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Tap in.
Tap in, twin. Take a 5-second break and go subscribe.
Exactly. We got so much on our channel, y'all. We got blogs, we got challenges, we got silent library, we got everything. So what are you doing? Like,
are you
go
doing?
subscribe right
What
now.
are you doing?
Go stand on
subscribe.
business. Go stand on business.
Stand on business,
Let's get back into
yeah.
the episode.
Okay. So
Okay.
what's something that you are grateful for, or something you're grateful for your future, like that you know is going to happen, even though it hasn't happened yet, you know it's going to happen and you're grateful for that.
Ooh, that's a big thing to just state.
Jalen's mom has me does that, and it's so helpful. I used to say I'm grateful for my successful launch before I had a successful launch.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I'll say I'm grateful.
even if it's somebody that you know you're gonna become, like that future version of yourself, it
Okay.
could be like
That's what I was about to say too.
yeah,
I'm grateful that God is
Sorry.
going to use me in big ways to influence people for His kingdom.
Ooh, I love that. Okay,
That's what I see.
Ooh, it's so many places you could go. I would say grateful for the future life I'll have, the future kids, wife.
that's something I thought about too.
Oh yes.
I be thinking about that too.
Because I pictured that a lot, what my life will look like once I have a family. Dang, that's so huge. Yeah, I'm grateful for, what was the thing that you said? Just about,
Being used by God.
yeah, I'm grateful for being used by God, being led into growing into a different version of myself and never giving up on myself. So I'm
I
grateful
like that.
for that.
Ooh, I like this.
I like
I'm
that.
proud of y'all.
I'm grateful for being a millionaire, having a bust down on my wrist. Yeah. We're gonna be sitting here like,
Bust down on the avalanche.
Yeah.
I was about to say the next line, but it would have been good.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the same things y'all said too. I think I'm grateful for like just the end of the year version of Jada, just
Ooh,
because
yes.
I feel like so much growth is about to happen. Like
That part.
like mentally, spiritually, just in all areas. I feel like is so much growth is about to happen. Like I literally just was thinking about it earlier today. Like I'm about to be stretched so much this year. And so even though I don't know exactly what end of the year Jada will look like, I know it's going to be a much better version of myself now. And so I'm definitely grateful for that. Like,
For sure.
yeah, like who I'm going to be at the end of the year.
That's real. I feel like my thing recently is I've been so tapped into the future version of myself.
Mhm.
Like, I was already into like kind of the spirit of like just thinking ahead,
Mhm.
seeing who I'm gonna be ahead. But after we did that vision board, it really,
Right.
I don't know, it kind of kicked in me because it's like I could
Yeah.
see it. I could literally see it. And so recently, like I've just been journaling a lot on like how I want to carry myself, how I want to speak, how I want to, all of this stuff.
Yep.
And I've just been so like focused and inspired by the future. I'm not even her yet, but I just know she's gonna be so amazing. And
Bruh.
so,
Definitely.
I've been really tapped in as well. That vision board, I don't know, it just sparked something in me to really live in the picture of my life of where I'll be at the end of the year.
yep.
Just, I was washing cleaning the bathroom yesterday, and I was just saying to myself, this is gonna be my apartment. Just claiming it. This is gonna be my room. This is gonna be this. This is gonna go here. This is gonna go there.
Yep.
Just planning in my mind, living in the vision and not thinking about where I am, but thinking about the future place that I already am.
That's so
Bruh.
real.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just gonna say
Believe
real quick. I remember right before I moved. Well, before I moved here to Atlanta, I moved to North Carolina.
Mhm.
First, I was living in Maryland, so I moved from Maryland to North Carolina here to Atlanta. And before I moved to North Carolina with my grandma, I was living in Maryland with my dad. I ended up moving out, ended up getting kicked out, and then I ended up having to move back. But I remember feeling so defeated because I already knew I wanted to move to Atlanta. I just didn't know how.
Mhm.
And just imagine you're like, okay, we're getting somewhere, but then you
Mhm.
got to start all over again. And I remember just feeling like, bruh, like everything, I keep having to start over. I keep going back to ground one.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing, like, especially the room I was in, it was so beat down because I was living in the same house I lived in since I was born. And so, stuff started getting
Yeah.
old and run down. And so, like, I'm not living in my room, but, well, basically living in my room. I'm in my room doing everything as if literally like you were saying, one day, I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm cleaning my bathroom. One day, it's going to be my apartment in Atlanta. I'm working out. One day, I'm going to be in a nice gym. I just, literally everything I was doing, first of all, I couldn't even do it with my eyes because I was already feeling down. So
Yeah.
everything I was doing, I had to do it in here.
Yeah.
And when I tell y'all, the way it just happened,
Yeah.
like, that's why I'm thankful because the faith, having faith is important.
Yep.
And it really does keep you in the spirit of going. Because what if I was like, forget it, I'm not
Yeah.
moving to Atlanta. I wouldn't have been here right now. So
For sure. Yeah. And a lot of times I'm in a place where I'm grateful right now for just where I am, who I'm becoming, the way my mind is changing. I feel as though right now I'm doing a lot of mental work, breaking down the barriers of my perspective because you're a prisoner of your own perspective. So with that, it's just me journaling, me picturing where I'm going to be. Those are all the things of me breaking into a new place of where I am and not living in the past of, oh, do you think you could do this? Are you sure you're going to be able to? Questioning where I'm going. I know for sure where I'm going. I know where God is going to lead me. I know what I'm capable of doing. So I'm just really in a space of having grace, having gratitude. And even today I was getting a little overwhelmed and I was like, that's you trying to take control. You need to pray or something real quick. And
that's real.
I was at peace.
I feel that I actually have been in that kind of same space too, as far as like anytime I start to feel some type of overwhelm or anything, it's like, bro, I'm good. Like, God got this. Like, literally just realizing that everything is like just all laid out and like everything's going to be fine. Like, the whole plan is laid out. I have no reason to stress. I have no reason to worry, like, it's just like, let me just release those feelings,
That's real. And I was gonna say, it's crazy because you can have the vision. Like, for instance, when I had to move back to my dad's house, I didn't know how I was going to get here, but I knew it was gonna happen. And sometimes we let those steps that like we let those steps hinder our vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if you don't know the steps. It's okay. Like the Bible says, man makes the plans, but God is going to determine the steps.
Yeah.
You know, so having the vision is good, but don't get so caught up in how it's going to happen or plan it, and it didn't go that way, so now you got to plan again. Yes, make your plan and stuff like that is good to, you know, see for yourself where you're going. But if it don't work out like that, that just means God wants to get you there another way. You may need to have some more growth that needs to happen before you get there. You may need to experience some more things before you get there. So don't get caught up in the steps. It may not have worked out the way you have thought, but if you still see the vision, God says it's still going to happen. It's just not going to happen your way.
For sure. Last thing I'll say about this, my mom, one thing this just goes back to why I'm grateful for her. When I had to come to Atlanta for school, I think it was like 1 year, I didn't have any housing or anything. And my mom was like, just go. Like, and I'm like, where am I going to stay? She said, and this is before like me getting saved or nothing, but I think my mom taught me a lot about, she taught me a lot about having faith in yourself, just faith in your dream. And so she was like, just go. Like, you figure it out when you get there. Like, you'll figure out where you're going to stay when you get there. And I was like, okay. And so then we drove to Atlanta. And it was like maybe like 8, 9 o'clock that night. I ended up getting a place to stay. But it's just like, imagine if I would have just been like,
forget it.
Yeah, like, been like, oh, well, because I don't know how I'm going to have a place to stay, I'm just going to stay here. I'll stay in Houston another week and just keep calling them until they figure out my living situation or something. Like, I could have did that, but I didn't. So, yeah, but.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
but were you about to add to it?
I was just going to go into the next thing.
That's what I was about to do. Oh, my gosh.
You don't even know the story to go and do it.
And that's why I was gonna pass it to you. I was gonna be like, "Hey y'all, not hey y'all right now.
This is not the introduction."
So, anyways, y'all, we're about to take a little break real quick, and we're about to do growing topics. And I'm gonna pass the story to either Trey or Yanni.
Okay, so.
Oh wait. Growing topics is hot topics. Hot topics in society. All right, pass it to Yanni and Trey.
Okay, so there was this one time, well, not one time, this was last week when I was at the barbershop, and my barber, he cuts hair, of course.
Oh, no.
I mean,
does he cut hair?
Obviously. He cuts hair, but it's not his shop. He don't own the shop. He's just a barber. And so, you know, I don't want to put all his business out there, but basically,
like, don't wear him out.
Basically he was in an Uber. And when he was in the Uber, they were telling him that he's not an entrepreneur technically because he still has to clock in and, you know, cut hair. He's what they were explaining is that an entrepreneur is someone who has other people doing the job, that you delegate the work, that you outsource, that you have systems in place. And so from my perspective, I learned to just be quiet sometimes. You don't always need to say something. Sometimes you need to hear the full conversation. So everybody was having this different perspective on how's he not an entrepreneur if, you know, he gets to manage his own schedule. He gets to raise his prices up and down how he wants. And yeah, what's your perspective? Because he was looking at it as I am an entrepreneur. I get to work when I want to. I get to charge how much I want to, different things like that. And the other person was looking at it as you have no systems, you have no people under your belt working for you.
Well,
no, I just want to search up the definition of entrepreneurship.
Well, to me, it goes back to that book that I was reading, Cash Flow Quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. And that comes down to like what the guy in the Uber mentioned.
If I'm not mistaken, that's what he said that the guy was reading, the book.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's why he said that for
sure.
Yeah,
because how the conversation started is because the Uber driver was saying he read a book, and I think that's the book. If I'm not
probably yes,
yeah.
Because yes, if you're self-employed, then you're basically just a few steps above an employee. You're still an employee, but if you are a business owner is someone who creates systems and they have their business work for them. And they're not so involved doing all the labor for their business. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, technically, yeah, he's self-employed, but he is not a business owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like an entrepreneurship is paid by the system, their systems.
Mm-hmm.
Self-employed, you're doing the work.
Yeah. And that was the thing for me that like I said, I didn't speak because I would just wanted to hear everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
And it just shows me that maybe he do need to open up his mind to more, as well as the other people around that were talking, because all of them were getting defensive and saying like, well, what does he do? Is he an entrepreneur? But nobody took the time to actually listen to what the actual intention of what he was saying. And maybe my barber wasn't explaining it well, but I understood it on both sides of what you said. He's more so self-employed. And that's what they were stuck on. Like, oh, you're self-employed, you're an entrepreneur. I was looking at it as, well, you don't got no systems. So if something were to happen to you today, can you still make money from barbering? Probably not, because you still got to use your hands and all of that stuff. And even the owner, he was there and he was saying, and it was like, dang, I kind of felt bad because I wanted to say something, but I just was listening to everybody's perspective. The owner of the barbershop, he's literally sitting right across from me and he is cutting hair. So they were arguing, all of them, and they were like, well, I don't know his name, but I wouldn't say it anyway. They were saying, well, you'll be able to still make money. And he was like, no, I won't. He was like, if something happened, that's it. And then that's when they were like, the owner of the barbershop, they were like, he was like, if something happened, that's it. And then that's when somebody was like, well, your kids could run it. And he was like, no, they can't. And I was like, dang, you don't got no systems then. That's what that mean. So that mean technically y'all all in here self-employed, but they were arguing over the fact that they're self-employed and not understanding what an entrepreneur is. And that's what I believe most people should consider. Do you want a lifetime brand where you work until you die, or do you want a legacy brand where it lives on beyond you?
I mean, that could still be entrepreneurship, but I think it's more so like, are you a business owner?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because technically it is still entrepreneur, because the definition is the activity of setting up a business or businesses taking on financial risk in hope of profit. So you're getting paid by an investment is
I would agree. Probably the way I would put it instead is business owner. How you say? Are you a business owner where you are like living off your systems, or are you just self-employed?
That's real.
You're still an entrepreneur, but which one are you?
Yeah.
And where would you like to go moving forward?
I think we're all still self-employed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But the goal is to eventually get to that point,
Yeah.
you know, like where we delegate and don't do as much.
That's actually, that's crazy, because literally I was just about to, like, before I came here, I was just about to figure out what systems I could put in place that can scale, because that's what scaling is, putting systems in place.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I've been working on too. I'm actually gonna bring on an assistant this week, so I'm excited about that. So I've been like, I put together a list. I wrote out all my systems for everything I do, and then I went back through and highlighted what's everything that I don't need to do that assistant can do. And because I spend a couple, like 3 hours every morning doing like computer work, like just admin work for my business. And it's like, okay, assistant can do all of this. Even I had like 2 business calls last week. And after the call, I was like, I could have had an assistant do this. And she just could have gave me the notes from the call. Unless it's like with a client, but not like someone trying to do a proposal. If someone wants to do a proposal, I'd rather have an assistant talk to them. And she just tells me, okay, this is what the person said. And so, I
agree. Not having everybody have access to you, so that way you have different tiers in place. How that episode never released, but the one with Princess, when we did go get her link up, and she was saying not everybody has access to her or the services that she specifically provides.
Sure. And I think that would be ideal anyway for any business owner for anybody
self-employed.
Self-employed or into entrepreneurship to become a business owner, because I look at it as if being a business owner with your systems in place, you can focus on your expertise instead of doing the busy work, instead of doing, I got to do this. No, what are you good at? Okay, eventually get to a point where that's all you're focused on. Everything else is taken care of. And you can just hire on people who are good at what you need done. Like, my expertise is not customer service. So it wouldn't make sense for me to grow a brand and not put a system in place where somebody else is taking care of that for me, and I'm focused on the content creation and building the brand.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of growing topics. Now let's get back into the episode.
So like, you know how you were saying you're grateful for like your mom like pouring into you, telling you that you can be anything you put your mind to and stuff like that. I feel the same way. Like I feel like I talked about it before in the episode, but my dad literally did the same thing for me growing up, like literally instilling entrepreneur habits in me when I wasn't even, well, I was a little bit, but I wasn't all the way having the habits like journaling and all that stuff. He would tell me, when you get home from school, make sure you write in that journal. And I'm going to check. And just letting me skip school, ride around with him while he's doing side jobs. Like, all of that really instilled, like, I need to have some type of freedom. Like, with whatever I do growing up. I remember one time, I was young. I think I was, like, in middle school. I literally prayed. I said, God, I don't know what I want to do, but I know I don't want to work for nobody. I said that when I was in middle school. I wasn't even thinking about entrepreneurship. So, yeah, that's crazy.
Hey y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GP Crew to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're going to get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
No, for real. For sure. Honestly, gratitude, I feel like sometimes people don't really realize how much it impacts your life. We're really supposed to stay in a place of like thanksgiving, of gratitude, like thanking God or just being thankful in general for like what we have. So like now in my life, I try and make it a habit of dang near every day I write out like what are like 10 things I'm grateful for. But like really just being intentional about what I'm writing out that I'm grateful for. Even like since I woke up late, when I got here, I settled in, I wrote down like, what am I grateful for right now? And a lot of times, like now what I do, because this is something I was taught, like literally writing down the things that you're grateful for in the future, like how I started off with y'all, and also stuff you're grateful for right now. And sometimes I do the past as well, but even like if it's something that I know God has shown me, like God has been emphasizing on my heart that this year he is going to like, he's been putting community and friendship on my heart like so strongly. And so I'm writing out, I'm so grateful that I'm about to have such a strong community around me. I'm so grateful that I'm going to be a better friend this year. Like I'm so grateful that I'm going to be better at relationships this year. Like that stuff for me to actually be grateful for, because I know because of what God has shown me that is things in my life that's going to improve. And so even just realizing how a change in gratitude or becoming grateful can automatically like help switch your mood. Like when you're really sitting there thinking about the things that you truly appreciate, like I remember one time with my dad, I was in the car and I was just saying like, I was by myself, but I'm thinking about my dad and I'm in the car and I'm driving and I'm like, there has to be things I can be grateful for. I think it was a time where stuff was like really bad with us. But I said, there has to be things that I'm grateful for because of my dad. And so I sat there and I thought, and I was like, well, I'm grateful that because of my dad, I got to experience a certain lifestyle. Like I got to, like once my dad started making money, I got exposed to a whole different set of experiences. Having a maid, having a nice house.
You got a maid? Oh,
Jeremy never told us that.
All right, fresh Queen of Bel-Air.
She did not live with us. She came once a week or whatever.
Hey, Jesse. You had a whole maid? Did you have a nanny too?
No, I was in high school.
She had a personal driver?
She
was having motion for real.
Anyways, whenever I went to my dad's house,
they're gonna try to skip over it.
Whenever I went to my dad's house, it was just certain things that, like, because I'm living with him, that I had, like, access to. Even, like, trips and stuff when I was younger. Like, I started going on trips because of my dad. And even just like, so being grateful that I'm able to have those experiences, because I had some people in my family who never even traveled anywhere, like who never had been on vacations or never been like to different states and things like that, or another country. So just like, okay, I'm grateful that, because even though me and my dad beefing right now, I'm grateful that I was able to experience X, Y, and Z because of him, or even just the fact that, oh, well, I'm so grateful that he is who he is because it made me who I am now. Like, if I would have had a dad that just like was like, oh, you want me to support your business? Okay, here's $1,000. Here's money for your business. If I had a dad who was like that, I probably wouldn't work as hard, you know? And so just like finding that balance to be like grateful.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have. So recently, actually yesterday, I had went to the laundromat, and I never.
The washateria?
The laundromat.
It's the washateria.
The laundromat.
Okay.
So I went there, and I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm like joking, talking about let's do this dirty laundry, or like singing every song that got laundry in it. And my mom was like, can you stop? He was like, you're playing around too much. And like this one lady was me mugging me because I was like laughing and smiling too much. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she did that, but she was like me mugging me because I don't know. I guess it was nothing for me to be happy about.
Stop being happy.
Yeah. So, and I was just in there just playing, like, I don't know. My mom, she was like, I was like, this feel like anything for Salinas, because it was a lot of like, people in there.
Oh, so you was being racist?
No, I wasn't being racist. I was just
sounded kind of racist.
You
Bruh,
said that out
how
loud. If you said that out loud, it's racist.
I was on the phone with my mom, and I said, this feel like anything for Salinas. And then,
Racist.
bro, that's not racist. I love people.
First it was white
You
people,
said,
now it's
you said it feels very Mexican in here.
right. That's
Putting
basically
words
what
in my
he's
mouth is
saying.
crazy because I didn't say that. Anyway, we're not gonna go off topic because I'm not a racist. Anyway, so I had went to the laundromat, and I just see different people, and you could tell based off of people's faces and their posture and different things. Some people may be going through some stuff. Some people may be in a good position. Some people may be in a position where they are just winging it. And so what I realized was, wow, I'm really grateful that my mom kept me out of all of this, because I didn't realize, and not that I didn't see anything. Like, it wasn't, I was just living in the suburbs. Like, I literally lived in Jersey on the street where they was selling crack and stuff before. And so, yeah, with that, it's just, I just realized that a lot of stuff my mom kept me away from. When my biological father, when I used to meet up with him sometimes, he would have me, outside walking the streets late at night, and my mom would be so irritated. But what I realized was not everybody lives the life that I've thankfully been able to live. Not everybody has experienced more. Some people, the one lady that was in the laundromat, she may be a prisoner of her own perspective right now, and not realize that she can even be happy where she is right now in the things that she has right now. She could be happy for, having breath in her lungs to live another day. She could be happy for being able to use her arms, her legs, and her hands and feet in order to even go to the laundromat. Not everybody has that ability. And so, yeah, it just made me realize there's a lot to be grateful for in my life. A lot of this stuff, even when the lights went out while we were filming, it's just a lot of people, some people, they live in those circumstances where this is their life. This is their perspective. They don't have light 24/7. They don't have access to Wi-Fi 24/7. They don't have a phone. They don't have a lot of things that a lot of us that are fortunate enough to have, we take for granted, and we mistreat it, we misuse it. And so I just realized it's really nothing to complain about when there's people out there who are less fortunate and haven't been able to experience certain things and haven't been able to realize that they have the ability to do something great too. They have the ability to live on in the most, whatever they desire, they have the ability to live on in the most abundant way that they can. Even the people that be on the streets and it's super cold at night and they don't have blankets, they don't have coats, they don't know when their next meal is coming. And yeah, it just made me realize there's a lot to be grateful for. Even how I used to, this is something that somebody had really changed my perspective on today, was I used to be so frustrated. I remember when I was 10 and I wanted to play football and all this stuff. And my mom just was not going for that. She was like, my son is not about to get hurt. And so for a while, I kind of resented that a little bit because it was like, dang, I want to play sports, but my mom won't let me. And so, over time, I just realized she was trying to protect me. And she was a single mother. Single moms, a lot of stuff goes on where, you have to protect your child, because who's to say that if I did play sports, the coach or anything would have treated me to make sure that I'm straight when I'm on the field and different things like that. So it just made me realize there's a lot to be fortunate for and grateful for, and there's nothing really to complain about if you have a roof over your head, if you have food to eat, if you have a car to drive, even if the car don't got air. I remember having a BMW and it had no radio and it would take mad long for the heat to get hot, but the car still moves. So that's something to be grateful for. So I just realized there's nothing to complain about. Just show gratitude in those moments.
I remember I was watching Myron Golden, and he was saying he was basically, I forgot what the video was about, but I remember he said that every time he goes downstairs, he has already opened up so many gifts, right? Basically saying like he woke up, okay, that's a gift that he opened. He has breath in his lungs, that's a gift. He's under a roof, that's a gift. And I feel like when you keep your mind on like the things you are grateful for, then your life may go easier, because
It will.
what you focus on expands. And so if you're always focused on the negative, this not working, I don't have this going wrong, then you're going to notice everything wrong going on in your life. And then next thing you know, that's all you're thinking about, and the way you think will be your reality. So as a man thinketh, so he will. So he is. And so when you shift your perspective to everything you're grateful for, then your mind is on all the good things of life. And as a man thinketh, so he is. With your mind being all the good things of life, then your life will feel lighter. Your life will feel easier, because you're thankful for what you have. And so even if you are in a situation where you don't have lights, or you don't have food, you don't have this, you don't have that, what can you find that you can be grateful for? Like, yes, that's bad, right? But I'm pretty sure there's something else you can be grateful for that you can shift your perspective to, that may lighten your mood, that may lighten the situation that you're going through. Because it's bad enough to go through a situation, but it's also bad if that's all you're thinking about. Now you're going through it, now that's all you're thinking about. So if you're going through it, that's unfortunate, and I pray that it will get better, but don't go through and think about it too. Gotta have one, don't have both.
Yeah.
So think about all the good things, and eventually you'll see that start to rub off on your life.
Yeah, gratitude is perspective. It's honestly just choosing what to look at, choosing what to focus on, And so even like when things happen now, well, I've been working on this for a couple years though. If something happens, if something goes wrong, I'm not about to just try and I don't always do this, but I try not to just like sit there and harp on like, oh dang, this thing went wrong. Like when the thing happened with I was doing an order for the Emmys and it didn't end up falling through. And the client still owed me like about $1,500. And I could have easily I think I had talked to a friend about it, or not necessarily a conversation, but they're like, oh, how was the week? And I was like, oh, it was cool, I had this issue with a client, but I was like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not tripping, because I was like, somebody could easily get to the point to where they're thinking, oh, dang, I really needed that $1,500. And in my head, I was just like, well, I did really need the $1,500. Like, in my head, I'm like, well, everything happens for a reason. I learned a lesson from it, and God takes care of me. So I'm about to make the $1,500 right back. Like, whatever I lose, it's always gonna come right back. And literally, like a day or two later, I sold like 3 pairs of pants, and I was like, there goes my money. So it just showed me like I never had anything to worry about, and so I just try and move through life. Like, I could literally be talking to someone and they ask me, how has things been? And of course, those bad things that have happened popped up in my mind, but it's so hard for me to really just sit there and look at these things as, oh, this is so bad, because I have like started to train my mind to just focus on, but look at everything that's good. So it's like that one little thing is nothing compared to all the good stuff that I have going on.
That's real. Actually, you wanted to
Hmm?
you wanted to wrap up?
I mean, if you have
Okay, cool. Okay, so there was, you just sparked a thought about the 1,500. So I recently spent 1,500 on some that I'm still in, but I don't want to talk about it right now. So I spent
talk about it.
no, because it
Transparent.
includes a person.
You
But
went
I'm
on
not
a
saying.
shopping spree.
Shh.
Yeah, use a fake name.
So now, okay,
Boom Kabat.
I'll use a fake name. Okay,
I
so
gave me one. Boom Kabat.
not Boom Kabat.
If you don't want to talk about it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't peer
let me
pressure.
finish. You weren't gonna peer pressure me anyway.
Hey, Tracy, I'm not thinking about y'all.
So I spent 1,500 on something, and I realized that what the person was charging me was something, when I look on their page and their site and stuff, is not the same prices that are on the page. They don't add up.
What?
So they charged me 1,500, and
How
they were
much is on their site?
the prices for like online memberships is a good like $25, $57, $75.
What?
They charged me like 1,500, but we're not gonna go all the way into it because I'm still in it, and I don't want to talk about it in depth.
That's
wild. So aside from that, that was something I spent that would be an investment for me. And so with that, dang, I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyway. So with that, y'all know I've been like working out and stuff. So
Yes.
I've been like paying attention to what I eat, all of that stuff. And hush, listen. So then, with that being said, I was thinking, I'm like on the, like weighing myself each and every day, like paying attention and stuff. And I was like, transparently, I was looking and I was looking at like ways. I was watching Agent 00.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was watching him.
He's a streamer, y'all.
Yup. So he's a streamer. He was showing like ways to drop weight and stuff and all of this. And then I saw like him 500, a few other people. And then when I saw him 500 and like a few other people, they were talking about like a gastric sleeve. And then that's when I was like, oh my, I should get a gastric sleeve. And I was like, that'll help me like drop weight. And she was like, no, you shouldn't. You're not even that, like, you need a certain amount of weight to actually use that.
You have to be like a big boy.
So, but y'all, as I mentioned before, I do be feeling like I have like a little bit of body dysmorphia, because one way I'll look at myself and then next time I'll look at myself and I'll think two totally different
Right,
things.
be like that.
Yeah, so I have like a lot of body dysmorphia, and now I don't call it insecurity because it's not an insecurity. I'm secure with myself now, especially with the weight that I dropped and all of that stuff. But it's just, I be like over analyzing myself too much. So I was like, Ma, I should get a gastric sleeve. Like that junk can help me drop weight and stuff. And she was like, you don't need that. For one, you're gonna get sick because you need a certain amount of weight. And if you get that, that's like, no. She was like, you're not getting that. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, I'm gonna get it.
You'll be looking like 50 Cent in that cancer movie.
Yeah, so that's exactly how I look. That's how my dog be looking when he gets his haircut.
I didn't even see the movie.
Bruh,
Really?
I'll show you the picture. But yeah, so I was thinking of getting a gastric sleeve, and the point that I'm making is just focusing on what you're supposed to be focusing on. I'm thinking, oh, I gotta keep dropping weight, all this. You didn't even realize you went from here and dropped down to here. You didn't even acknowledge where you came from, or the amount of times of how hard it took you to. When I started in 2018, I started boxing. So that was me getting into sports officially, as I always wanted to. And so I got to like the weight goal that I wanted to. And then I gained all this weight from the pandemic, depression, all of that stuff. Yeah. And now I'm back to like dropping weight, getting in shape again. And so I'm trying to get instant gratification by, oh, let's do a gastric sleeve. Let's do this. Let's do that. Not realizing, bro, you already accomplished something. You already like lost weight. You already see differences in your features and your face and stuff like that. Like, you're not acknowledging where you are. You're only focusing on this one thing of where you haven't gone just yet. You have to be patient. The same amount of time it took you to gain that weight, have a big back, have them rolls, all that stuff, like the same amount of time that took, it's going to take probably the same amount of time to lose the weight and get in shape and reach your goal. And that's with anything. The same amount of time, let's say, this remind me of Donnie's story when she was, like how she lost her income and stuff like that during, what was it? What was the thing that she lost her?
The
Inflation.
No, well, the crash.
Yeah, inflation.
Recession.
Oh, the recession, my bad. Yeah, like that reminds me of like the recession. The same amount of time she was making all this money and stuff, and it took her a couple months of just losing it all. Like that's the same amount of time it probably took to like build it back up, have character development in what you're doing and different things like that. Like nothing in this world is just gonna come to you quick. And if it does, the same amount of time that it took to come is the same amount of time that it would take to leave. That's the same with getting a girl. That's the same with getting a car, all of that stuff. So you just have to really acknowledge where you are and be appreciative.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let them know where they can find you.
Yes. Y'all can find us on Instagram at Growing Painz Pod and follow us on TikTok at Growing Painz Podcast. We've been having some viral clips, y'all, so definitely go over there and check it out. And also, if you made it this far, comment down below grateful. Comment the word grateful down below so that we know y'all watching this episode, okay? But yeah, so y'all can follow me, Yanni Bradshaw, and my clothing brand Wise Label.
Yeah, you can follow me at Tre'Vion, and my creative agency is Royalty Made It. Let's get it.
And y'all can follow me at Jayo Official and at I am Jada Ellis.
Lego.
Yep.
We out.
Bye, y'all.